Let me help you to know the subtleties of the Force.
We would be honored if you would join us.
So here's a theory that I have, and I'm not going to drag it out into a long video because it's pretty to the point. So remember in Return of the Jedi when Vader says, "Help me take this mask off, let me see you with my own eyes." If we disregard sentiment and father-son love, then we could look at how things might be changed around now that new canon has been introduced. Obviously, when George Lucas wrote this back in the 80s, he really didn't have the idea of selling it to Disney and what their stories would be today. So we have to kind of put that out of the window because what we have today is the new canon, and that's what's going to be basically influencing all of Star Wars. Lord Momin had allowed for his mask to possess anyone who wore it for eternity, making the possessed to have his consciousness and bring him back from the dead, so to speak. The man worshipped the dark side and devoted his life to making art as appreciation to the dark side gods, if we can call them that. What if Palpatine had infused Vader's mask with this type of Sith magic, or dark side magic, and had entombed him within this darkness for as long as he had until we saw Luke sacrifice himself in front of his father? This was when Anakin Skywalker came out and finally put Vader to rest. What if his mask, when worn, kept him deeper in the dark side because Palpatine knew Anakin wanted only one thing, Padme. He knew that he didn't really have him in the dark side out of own self-will. It's not like Anakin wanted to be evil from day one, kind of like Darth Maul, who really legitimately hated the Jedi more than pretty much anyone. Anakin just wanted to save his wife, and Palpatine promised him the knowledge to do that. So his constant obsession with her death dreams were what swayed him to the dark side in the first place. Basically, he did it all for love. We can reduce it all to that. So Palps knew that Anakin could at any moment just snap out of it and plan to overthrow him, or at least try. That's why he made his suit super conductive to electricity, like a dog collar that shocks you if you step out of line. That's why, and here's the theory, he made his helmet with the dark side of the Force, like Momin, in order to keep him further and further within the darkness. Could this be something that they'll allude to someday later on? It would put so much more emphasis on the fact that he's taking his mask off, knowing that he's going to die if he does, as Luke says, just so that he can be free of the mask, free of the darkness entirely, and look at his son with his own eyes, with his true eyes, not his eyes fighting through the mask and being manipulated by the dark powers of the mask. Now, it's just a theory. It could be something that they touch on maybe later someday, or something that they'll never even talk about. As we know that Darth Momin's mask held such a power, I don't think that it surely died with just him, but maybe made its way to the Emperor as well. I mean, I highly doubt if it didn't. Palpatine was extremely knowledgeable in everything to do with the dark side and the Sith. So I'm sure good old Palps would do anything to keep his apprentice in as much pain and suffering as possible. And if he knew this tactic, which, I mean, he did very well know about Lord Momin's mask, if we refer to the new canon Lando comics. So, let me know what you think of this theory. Could it be something that they'll implement into Star Wars going forwards, or is it just that, a theory? Could this be something that Kylo had planned to do with the mask, maybe to wear it himself, but now it's kind of burnt and melted so he can't? Let me know your thoughts and theories down below. I'd love to hear them. I'll see you all in the next episode. Hit like if you enjoyed this one, and until then, remember, the Force will be with you, always.
Fulfill